we have, for once, a season of our potato in which I am not moving team, Andrew. I says to you at the end of your one, I said, I'm not doing it. I'm not having it. I'm not leaving team. I'm saving it for you. Or at least that was the plan. So, before we throw over to Andrew, we will have a little look. He's going to let us know what happened on his episode. Then we're going to jump in and I'm going to show Andrew what we've been up to. But before we do that, if you could do us a favour, like, subscribe, show your support on the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. Likewise with Andrew. He should be in the description. I've got a horrible feeling you haven't been in the description for these. If not, I'll go back and rectify it. He's up there anyway, his channel. Andrew, take it away. What on earth were you up to last episode and last season?
So last time we broke Ash's heart by selling Cthulhu.
Gutted, mate.
On top of that, we had a pretty good season, to be fair. We finished, I think, third in the league. In the cup, we didn't do great. We got knocked out by Slovan Bratislava, but also that is Slovan Bratislava. They're very good. They're a very good team. And then in Europe, we were just kind of mediocre. That's about all I can say. But we had another good youth intake. So, Ash, what's been going on since then?
Yeah, so you left me with a good youth intake and a shite load of money. So I was thinking, like, this is it. This is our season. We're starting to build up our stature, both in game and in real life. As I'll show you what our manager looks like now, because I got bored and I'll randomise them again. But this is the chance. I'm not going for jobs. If someone comes to me, I'll give them the time of day. We'll go and see what they're saying at the interview. But I'm not. Okay. I'm not actively searching. I think I said to you before. You might notice, Andrew, the screen at the moment is looking very familiar to where you left off because this is the end of your season.
Yeah.
Technically. Fulham came in.
Oh, wow.
So this is it. This is our trip to Europe. Surely, I thought this. It's our big break. Just is.
Yeah.
Well, we'll hop forward, see what happened from that. There's really nothing for me to update you on because I'm pretty sure you left me about 2 days before this. So yeah, I'm just going to hop over
around then,
and we'll see what it is that happened in the Fulham interview and our big break into Europe, Andrew. This is it. It's not. It's definitely not it, Andrew. That is not what happened because the interview was just unsuccessful. It just was. I've broke. I couldn't hold it. Couldn't hold myself. And I've said it during the loading screens, but fine. We'll all get over it. It was the 20th of June when it came through, and it says, "Nah, leave me alone." So that was fun. I don't even know how long it took them. It was like a week or so.
It was 5 days.
The big concern for me this season was losing big players. So we had offers for Orovec, who's my new favourite player. £500,000
left.
Yeah, shocking. £500,000. Like, there's pretty big teams coming. I mean, look at the kid. It's amazing. Look at him.
Yeah. That's going to be our main challenge.
Yeah, at this point. Kind of holding on to him. And we've got players like the likes of Rosa, who was at this point ready to press the button on. Spoiler, I did press the button. Okay. So I'll give you a little update as to any sort of transfers I've done at this point. I don't think there's much, to be honest. So we're still in the end of Andrew's season. I don't know if Luboslav Gaidos was one that you sold. I think he probably was. No. But yeah, there's another youngster that we let go. Let me have a little look if he's... Yeah, so we've got 50% of his next transfer.
That's
gone
pretty
to
nice.
Bordeaux. I thought I'd sacrifice a bit of the money now because we've got quite a bit in the bank. And I'm going to be focusing on the kind of fees. Should someone come in, I'm like, look, give me good money, but I want big money in a few years. That's kind of the plan for the team. So I'm going to hop forward now to at some point where I've actually played a game. So here we are. Jump forward a little bit. Give you an update on the transfers. We've got Rosa wearing our shirt. Wonderful stuff. There is one little thing I mentioned to you about wanting to sell players and not letting them go for silly amounts of money. We've had a big old offer for Orovec. 1.8 million and 50% of his next sale.
That's pretty big.
I may have mentioned to you that he was my favourite player. So I refused to. I straight up turned down like £2 million for this club. I was like, I'm not having it. Your issue, I think, your issue, the team's issue under your control was you just didn't have enough squad depth. So I thought that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm just going squad depth. So even if we're in Europe, well, we are, but how long it is that we're going to be in Europe, we'll have enough to be able to hopefully bring in the youngsters and all that. So it's not reliant on about like 20 players to play a million games a season. So I've spent quite a bit of money. You've noticed there's 2 that are over 500,000, which for us is fair whack. We haven't actually received a lot. Let me see if there's anyone else on the end. No, so everything else there is as of Andrews. So I'm just going to fly through kind of some of the names. We signed Semedo, who apparently is French. I was thinking he was Brazilian, from Bratislava. Weaken the rivals, strengthen ourselves, and all of that for 110 grand for a pretty handy goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Blair Petrie came in again from Tanava, Scottish, apparently. So he's similar thing. Weaken the rivals, strengthen ourselves. Youngster is also British, so he can have some banter with us about Slovakian
Cups
food.
of tea.
Yeah, I don't know, and haggis and whatnot. Eric Yerka came in 145k this time. He's a little bit older, quite old to be fair. I'll say he's quite old. He's the same age as me. He's came in from Bratislava. He was kind of more of like a backup, but again, we can rival strengthen ourselves.
Yeah,
similar deal. Rozombarok, Filip Augustini, is similar to Petri actually, another holding mid.
Okay.
Kind of playmaker, anchor sort of role.
Oh, very good determination there.
Weaken rivals, strengthen ourselves. 500,000, quite a bit of money. Don't get me wrong. But
going down a bit of the Bayern Munich route.
Yeah, pretty much. The player himself, he's quite handy to be fair. So put him in. And as we know, we can only have 5 foreign players in a squad match. Match squad. There we go.
Match day squad.
Well, we got there. And he's got quite a lot of potential. So I thought he was decent. Sign him. Adolfin, we just needed a right back. We just did. He can play quite a few positions. His last game was Chesterfield as well, so it's a little bit questionable for the league that someone can leave Chesterfield and come straight into our squad, but it is what it is. 6'3" right back, decent pace to him, quite versatile for us.
Yeah, and
he didn't play a penny as well. And then my favourite of the signings so far, which is unfortunate because his name's a catastrophe for me to try and pronounce. Georgie Makache? Makache? Either way, look at the state of him.
Georgie.
Yeah, 55 grand.
Very good. 16 finishing at this level.
55 grand. 22. He's came in from Torpedo. It's not weaken the rival strength of ourselves, dodginess. But we've got Kirstic, Makatache, and Orovec who can all play that striker role pretty damn well. So I thought that was a good deal. And actually, you know what? I've ended and started Rosa.
As well.
Yeah, I've ended and started with Rosa. Didn't talk about him the slightest. He was going to be the kind of backup to Kirstic, and then Makatachi came up for 55k, and I thought, let's loan out Rosa. So at the moment, I'm trying to loan him out. I've kind of made a tad of a mistake there with that one.
Jumped at him a bit too quick.
Yeah, a little bit. We are now, I've got to be honest, Andrew, we're quite far in the future. I'm going to have to show you a game at a time because this is the point when I forgot to make the recording point. But we're starting off Ordobashi from a country somewhere in the world. Let's go on the assumption it's the same. Kazakhstan, it is. 3-1 at home. Pretty decent return. Makatachi getting himself a goal. Gasovic and Orovec. Wonderful stuff. But you'll notice it's not Marek Orovec. It's the Denko Orovec, who I think is the fella that came through on your youth intake. Possibly
I believe he did, yeah.
One of the two. Decent
Came
player.
through on a youth intake.
Yeah, he's one of our players. They're just a stupid team. Utterly ridiculous youth. So we've gone past Ordobashi. We, I believe, beat them in the second round. I'm not going to show you that one. But what I am going to show you is the absolutely appalling draw that we got in the following round.
Okay.
Andrew, and that is Sassuolo. It just is.
What on earth is that?
Yeah. The second qualifying round, third technically, but our second.
Yeah.
I held them to a draw, to be fair. They took a penalty. Sauer scoring for it. He's still here.
And
he hasn't gone.
Like stats-wise, if anything, you were better.
I was quite surprised. I was expecting just to get absolutely shafted. They've got Coletta Carr, Benjamin Henriks, Berardi, that Marmouche. What it is unfair.
they've got a 1.28 XG, and that's with a penalty.
Yeah.
So they basically created nothing.
Gutted, mate.
That's a phenomenal game, to be honest.
One of our new signings gets himself player of the match, but
Nice.
we'll cover that. We'll go speak about him in a bit. But yeah, other than that, we did quite well. So we've got the return fixture at the Sassuolo ground. I can't remember what it was called, gotta be honest. What are you saying? What are you saying happened, Andrew?
A shock 1-0 win.
Shock 1-0. Let's have a look. It's not quite. It was a shock 3-2 win.
Damn.
What on earth are you saying? Mate, at this point, I was like, we're going to win it. We're going to win everything. We're going to win the whole thing. Who needs other teams when they've got us? XG was much more even this time, especially when they didn't have a penalty. Makatachi getting himself a brace. The proper Orovich on the score sheet as well. Got to be honest.
Extra time and won it there.
A little bit sad that Luca De Andrea scored quite so early, and they scored really late to pull it into extra time as well. And then Makatachi in 117th. But yeah, we did quite well.
Yeah,
I'm not
really good.
I'm not going to go through any more games because, to be fair, we've beat Sassuolo. We've got one more qualifying round after this, but
We might as well just
it's not going to be harder than
show
Sassuolo,
when-
is it, realistically?
might as well just show the final when you win the cup.
Yeah. So at the point where we are, we got past Zelien. These guys from Bosnia, Sarajevo, and then it gave us 6 teams.
Okay.
Skendia. I think you had them last year actually.
Yeah,
Standard
I believe
Liège,
it. Shed Ninja.
Tottenham,
Oh.
Celtic, LASK, and Hapoel Beersheva. What the hell? What is that? Do you know what the more annoying thing is? There's one of the other teams in our division. It is Brezova. Let me have a little look. Where are they? Dunstrada. Look at the absolute monstrosity of teams that these guys have. I'm still, got to be honest,
Good
quite
call.
annoyed about this. I'm really
Yeah,
struggling here.
you're right.
Okay,
there.
so
Okay.
these picked up bloody. Who did you pick up then? What is this? Maccabi Haifa, Linfield,
What on
Hamkam,
earth?
Kucherici, Vittoria Pulsen, and they're in the same
Damn.
competition as us. My only thing is that they're
They must
obviously
be
a stronger
a
team.
higher seed.
Oh, probably, yeah. Also, Wout Weghorst playing for
Oh.
Dunstrada. Didn't even
Fair
let that
enough.
happen. So, yeah, at the moment, we are 2 games in. We've won our first. We lost to Standard Liège.
Yeah,
It was a 4-3.
To be fair, they're a
and
good team.
It was a 93rd minute winner for him as well.
Yeah, they're a
little
good
bit
team,
annoying.
and you got a bit unlucky, but
But yeah, I was thinking at that point 4 points would have been quite good, but 3 out of 2 is
and
not
then
too
Tottenham and Celtic.
League-wise, at the moment, we'll get rid of these. We will pop all of the competitions on. Thank you very much. Started off with 3-0 win against Rizombarok. And then, the point when... Actually, I'll put this in just for more context. The point when we came out of the Conference League and we had a month free. Look at the stats of that. We scored 22 goals and conceded 2.
Yeah, that
We are
it
quite the
really
handy
shows
team.
the impact Europe has on our seasons.
It really does as well. And then
And you
when
can
you
also
put,
see that squad depth coming in handy for you.
you put it against Trenchard and Dunstrada, who between them in 26 games have lost 1 and drawn 1.
Wow.
Like, what on earth are we supposed to do about that? What we do is just carry on and just pretend it's not really happening.
Fair enough.
Only a slight jump forward this time.
Yeah.
We are
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of...
It's 2 games.
Yeah, not much. Played Tottenham, lost 2-0. Not too much of a surprise, unfortunately. And then a win and a draw in the league. Draw against Trenchin. I think if I remember rightly, we were the stronger team. We just
Their
couldn't pick up the
second
result.
draw
but
of their first draw of the season.
at this point, probably. We're playing about to play Podbrezova and Celtic. If we don't pick up a win in the Celtic game, I believe we're out of the Conference
Okay.
League, unfortunately, which is a shame. So yeah, kind of our narrative of a big chance in Europe and all that. Maybe not. We did pick up Tim Muller, who was the fellow that picked up a player of the match in the first game against.
Yeah.
Who are they? Sassuolo.
Yes.
Pretty good. It can play all the way up that left side. We wanted to be an aggressive
Okay,
left back.
that's handy.
200k. Pretty handy player. And we did loan out Rosa in the end. He went to Pau. I don't think they're paying all of his loan wages, to be honest, but
They're paying
a tenth.
paying something.
Close enough.
But they're also
So-
paying us £1,200 a month, so
That's
it
true.
works out.
So they're paying some of his wages, and he wasn't going to play for us realistically. And also, Andrew, we've had another job interview.
Okay.
Eintracht Frankfurt. I'm going to be honest. I'm not looking at these because
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go to the interview, obviously, but I'm not looking into it. I'm just like, just see what happens in it.
Yeah,
Interview's an
if
interview.
they offer the job, then look a bit more into them.
Yeah, the only thing I
Yeah.
did do, which doesn't show at this point, is I did declare my interest, which the board were a little bit upset about. But I'm sure they can get over it. Because it's Eintracht Frankfurt, of course. They are in the Bundesliga. They're not doing the best of times. This is as far as I went, really. They're not having the best of times, but they're only like 11 games deep. So
yeah,
there's
it's
enough time
early
to
enough
chance.
that they're not kind of
to do
doomed.
something about it.
Yeah.
They've got a fair stack of money. They're valued at 443 million, and that's counting against our 5. No, wait, no, sorry, 7.3. Oh, I forgot to
Right.
show you Mr. Manager. He's had a growth spurt. He's grown about 1.5 foot, and he's got in shape. So fair play to him. He's having a wonderful time. I suppose you want to know what happened with that Celtic game, of course, not the Eintracht Frankfurt. And here we are, Andrew. My last save point,
Okay.
which you probably notice. Sorry, I'm looking on the floor, so I just dropped my pen.
December.
Yeah, it's December. And the reason it's my last save point is Eintracht Frankfurt have offered us the job.
Okay.
I'm not doing anything else. That's your decision. So I'm going to give the save back.
Okay.
I feel guilty that last episode, might have been the one before.
Every
I,
episode.
Yeah, I had a season and a half. So I'm like,
You
I'll
did.
take my half season now. You can have your season and a half. You can make your decision. If you want to stay at Zelina, stay at Zelina, because I think we've
Okay.
definitely got stuff that we can build for. Or if you
Yeah,
want
it's
to
a tough decision.
push ourselves into Europe, but that's a decision for you to make in your video.
Okay.
But I will show you what happened and where we are currently, though. Before we go, we did lose, unfortunately, to Celtic 2-1. Kirstich did score, but
Had the
not
lead.
much for us. Picked up a loss against Dunstrada. Wout Weghorst scored in the second minute, which is surprising. I thought it'd take 1-2 minutes to even get into our area from the penalty spot, but that's fine. Penalty spot, centre circle. And we did pick up the win against Podbrezhova, so it wasn't all doom and gloom.
Yeah.
Between applying for the job and being offered it. We played 3 games and lost 2 of them. We have dropped out of the top 3, but now we're not out of Europe yet, so we've still got 2 games left, but we know it doesn't mean much. So we are able to completely focus and try and chew back on those potential 13 points. Dunstrada have dropped 1 point. 2 points from a possible 48.
Yeah, they're
Just
a little
horrific.
bit good.
So, yeah, I'm going to hand it over to you. Hand it back, lad. And
Okay.
you can make that decision, see what you think. I don't know if there's anything else Andrew wants to add in, but on my part, thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, all the other madness. And Andrew, you want to have the last few words, chap?
You've put me on the spot there, so
He loves it.
I don't.